supersets. So that means we're going to go back to back. So sumo squats, shoulder presses, 3 rounds of each of those. And then we're going to move on to sumo deadlifts, back flies, lateral lunges, anterior raises, and then finish up with dumbbell swings and lateral raises. So uh, today, the way we got the split is we're going to go lower body, then upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower, upper. And then I've heavily focused on our glutes and shoulders. So we're going to get a good workout in those two body parts. But obviously, we do total body. So everything's going to be involved. So let's get going on our warm up. So if you can find yourself a wall, we're going to start with some leg swings. Waking up our hips, our hamstrings, our quads, switching sides. Good. Let's get into agility skaters. So shuffling back and forth, getting our heart rate up, getting some footwork in. Changing direction. This will wake up our groin and glutes, which we're going to be using a lot of today. Excellent. Let's get on the ground. Into our iron cross. So right leg comes towards left hand. And then switch and hit the opposite side. So just going back and forth here. Getting our thoracic spine stretched out. And stretching our glute and our groin as well as our hamstrings. And we'll get up, do some butt kicks. So we always start in a march. And then we can go to a jog, or you can just stay at that march if that's comfortable for you. And then let's move to a run. And relax, go into some arm circles, start waking up our shoulders. Nice and big circles when we can. And palms up, go in reverse. Same thing. Slowly build your circles until you get to full. And then we're going to finish with our punch combination. So jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. So when we get into our workout, we're going to get right into the sumo squats. So you can either use 2 dumbbells or you can use one heavy one, whatever works for you. And relax. And let's get right into it. So we got our sumo squat. So I'm going to use 2 dumbbells today. So 2 dumbbells, nice wide stance, toes pointed out. Drop down to a squat so my chest stays up. Stand up. Drop down, stand up. Drop down, stand up. Do whatever reps you want to do. As always, I do 10, so you can follow me or you can adjust depending on what your workout goals are. And one more for me. Our second one's a shoulder press, so you can do them standing. Just make sure you don't hyperextend at your back. For me, I'm going to do them in a kneeling position just so you can see my arms because you can't see anything above my elbow if I'm standing here. And I hit my dumbbells off my ceiling. So get ready and go. So wrists stacked over top of elbows, push straight up, touch the dumbbells together at the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You may find, compared to some of the other supersets that we've done, that you have a bit more energy because we're doing opposites. So we're doing our lower body than our upper. So it gives you a little bit more energy. Doesn't fatigue you quite as much in the muscle groups, but your system will start to get fatigued depending on what weights you're using, of course. So let's get ready into round 2 of our sumo squats. I'll show you a side profile. So nice wide stance. Dumbbells come down. See how I'm nice and tall through my torso. 2, 3, exhale on the way up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'll do side profile for the shoulder press as well. So shoulder press, you can do seated, you can do standing, you can do kneeling like I am. It really doesn't matter too much. Just keep your core engaged the whole time. So you see from the side here, if I'm doing it kneeling, I stay nice and tall. I'm flexing my abs every time I press the dumbbells over my head. And that just keeps everything stable through my core. So that's what works for me when I'm doing either a kneeling or a standing posture. Even seated, you really want to make sure you're still bracing through your abs. So last round of sumo squats. Really make sure you have a nice flat back as we go through this. Very important. Get ready and go. Drop down, stand up. Drop down, stand up. Notice how my toes are pointed at a 45. The wider I go, the more I need to actually point my toes out just to give my clearance through the hips. So depending on your flexibility through your groin and the hips, you can adjust your foot position. And I think I got one more. So we got our third round of shoulder presses. Then we're going to move right into sumo deadlifts. So sumo deadlifts, you can probably use a little bit more weight than you did for the sumo squats. So if you have adjustable dumbbells or different sets, you can kind of go up there. Ready, and go. Stacking my wrists right over top of my elbows the whole time through. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to go up in weight by 1 round for the deadlifts, but for the back flies, they're tough. So I'm actually going to go down 2 levels for the back flies. You can obviously always adjust your reps instead. For the deadlifts, you can always use just 1 dumbbell instead of 2. Depends on what you have available. So let's get into our sumo deadlifts. So same stance, but now we're going to hinge forward, grab our weight, Squeeze our glutes. Hamstrings, lift up. So hinge, lift. Hinge, lift. Hinge, lift. The nice deep breathing helps me from holding my breath, which increases your blood pressure, which is no good. It also helps me brace my abs, keeps a nice flat back. So it's really important from that perspective as well. Now we'll go into the back fly. So we're going to be in that hinge position from the deadlift. And then we're going to extend our arms back like that, opening up, like you're flapping your wings like a bird. Good. Catch your breath. Get a drink if you need it. So doing these upper lower split for the superset while we have a little bit of a break, it's a great way of building strength more so than the endurance side, which is when you do like say the same muscle group back to back. So let's get into our sumo deadlifts. So from the side profile, you can see nice flat back here, hinging, stand up. So a little bit of knee bend in there just to keep my back flat when I hit the bottom. That really loads my hamstrings quite a bit. I don't know if you feel it the same way, but I sure do. It's back flies. I'll show you a side profile again. So really focus on my back posture while I'm doing this and try and emulate it. Do the same thing. Let's get our weights. Hinge forward. Open up. Close. Open up. Close. Open. Close. See how bent over I am? Try not to stand too tall. We want to be hinged forward as much as we can. I know it's challenging, especially if you're a little tired from those deadlifts, which can happen. Get our drink of water, much deserved break. So all these workouts, obviously, we love you following along, but you can always add them into your own routines, right? And that's why we do a bit of learning in between these sets. So let's get ready, last round of deadlift. And I'm going to put these away. Definitely can't use that amount of weight for lateral lunges. So I like doing this type of split when I'm really trying to work on my strength in both my upper and lower body, but I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so it's a little bit of an efficiency type of workout as well. So it allows me to work on my strength, gives me the rest I need in both the upper and lower, but I'm not just kind of standing around too much, which is important if you want to be efficient in the gym, right? And I'm going to keep these weights for the raises. And for the lateral lunges, we can kind of do two things again. You can either use one heavy weight or you can use two weights at your side, lighter weights. I'll do the lighter weights at the sides here. So I can probably just get away with the same weight for both of these exercises. We'll see. Maybe if it's too easy or too challenging, I'll switch. So lateral lunge, so step to the side, step to the side. Notice how the weight comes right in front there each time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And opposite side. Not going to have much rest here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'll just keep holding these weights. Only got 5 seconds rest before I get into anterior raises. So for first round, I'm going to go thumbs up, just above shoulder height, back down, up, back down, up, pause, back down. Pause is big here. Let's try and get a nice long pause if you can. Good. And then we get a little bit of a breather in before second round of lateral lunges. So this time I'll give you a lateral view. So you see me from the side. Notice how I'm going to step straight across and then back. You can look at my back posture. Hopefully it's good. Ready, and go. So step, drop, back in. Step, drop, back in. 3, 4. Working on breathing this time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Only 3 seconds to spare. I'm going to show you a lateral view on the anterior raises. Get ready and go. So up, pause, back down. So my palms are finishing just at shoulder height or slightly above. I'm not leaning back like this. Staying nice and tall, so flexing my core. If you're having a hard time with it, go into a staggered stance. Makes it much easier, especially if you're using heavier weights or too heavy for your core. A lot of times people have to do that. Now we're starting to sweat a little bit, or at least I am. Starting to breathe a bit harder too. Lateral lunges are always good for that. And I don't know about you, but I really feel my hips loosening up too after the squats, sumo deadlifts, lateral lunges. Hips are starting to get really mobile. Don't think I'm going to be doing the splits anytime soon though. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Switching sides for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I was a little quick there. I got 10 seconds rest. Benefits of going fast. This time I'll do palms down when I do the anterior raises. And so when I do this, I really try and keep the dumbbells touching together. It's maybe hard to see in the camera, especially because I'm wearing a dark shirt today. But when you do that, you really keep it in front. A lot of people, again, will start to cheat and they kind of go out to the side. So try and keep it in front if you're going to do an anterior raise. And that's it for me. So we got dumbbell swings and lateral raises. So I'll keep the same weights for the lateral raises. But the dumbbell swings, we really got to just use one weight for it. So try and find something that's fairly heavy that you're not going to cheat and use your shoulders too much with. You really want it to be a leg exercise. Nice athletic stance, so feet just outside hip width, hand over hand. Get ready and explode up. Explode up. 3, 4, 5, just above shoulder height. Protect your back on the way down. Take the load through your legs. 10. That's a great one for building your explosiveness through your hamstrings and glutes. And we got our lateral raises next. So with these, make sure you try and keep your arms as straight as you can, just a slight bend in them. A lot of people cheat and they have a big elbow bend like that. So nice straight elbows, up, just above shoulder height, back down. Up, just above shoulder height, back down. I always point out the Michael Jordan poster in the background there. That's kind of what you want to aim for. And a good pause at the top. 9, 10. Just like the anterior raises, that good pause at the top just kind of is gravity working against you, so you'll just get that little bit of extra in there rather than just kind of flopping up and down. So dumbbell swings, round 2. I'll show you a lateral view this time. And go. It's nice and explosive. 3. Notice how my back stays nice and flat when it's at the bottom. But once I hit the bottom there, I'm exploding right back up, trying to keep my momentum going. Last count, I think I got one more. It's the hard part about teaching and doing it at the same time. Just catch your breath. A few deep breaths in between. I always kind of walk around a little bit too. Then I'll show you the side view for the lateral raises. Get ready and go. So I try and squeeze my shoulder blades together while I go and lift. And that keeps me lifting right to the side instead of cheating and coming forward a bit. think I got one more. Might have done a bonus one there. And again, we got a little bit of recovery time. So we're going into our last sets of both these exercises. And then, like always, we'll finish with a very quick 3-minute cool down. Try and keep it a nice compact 30 minutes, but feel free to continue to cool down after if you need to. So let's get ready. Another round of dumbbell swings. I'll do it to the front this time. It's nice and explosive here. Arms are just making sure you're not throwing the weight at the computer or wherever you're watching this on. Gets tricky when your grip gets tired. My grip's a little bit tired from these exercises, so have to work a little bit harder there. All right, we got our last round of lateral raises. Then let's get into our cool down. So standing nice and tall, up, pause, back down. Up, pause, back down. Really work on squeezing your shoulder blades together. And 10. So we got 30 seconds to put your weights away. Grab a drink of water. And then grab a mat for the cool down. We're going to start with downward dog like always. So you can get yourself down onto your mat. Start in a push-up position. Hike your hips up and back. Trying to create a good V shape, or upside down V anyways. Try and look right between your fingertips. Might need to pedal at your calves a little bit if they're tight. And then let's take a step forward into a half kneel. We'll do our lizard. So you can get down in your forearms if you're able to. I can't. You should feel it in your hip flexor, and you should push that lead leg into your triceps. Let's switch sides. And now pigeon. So we're going to come across in a 90 position. We can be up on our hands, or you can get down in your forearms, so I can do this one properly. You should feel this one in your glutes, which got a good workout in today, and are generally tight from all the sitting we do. Switch sides. And let's get into Cobra. So hands underneath our shoulders. Let our hips fall towards the ground. Look to the ceiling. Every time you exhale, just let your hips drop to the ground. Back into the half kneel. Hands on the inside again. Open up. World's greatest stretch. And switch sides. And let's finish in child's pose. So knees nice and wide, hands to the mat, forehead to the mat, butt into your heels. Reach your fingertips forward. And just practice some deep breathing. One more. And that's it. Congratulations on another dumbbell class. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, leave some comments if there's something you'd like to see in future classes. And hope you have a great week. Next 2 weeks of dumbbell classes are going to be pre-recorded, so you'll see the YouTube link get posted at noon, and you can click on it and watch it whenever you like. Have a great week, and see you in a couple weeks.